Thanks, Stu. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very excited to be in Melbourne to present our new project to you. Most of you would know us for our nickel and lithium exploration in Western Australia. We had some joint ventures with BHP, IGO, some of the Chinese battery makers. We've had some discoveries over in Western Australia, but didn't pan out to an economic deposit. And of course, nickel and lithium are not particularly favourable at the moment. So we wanted to pivot to another project. We wanted something with advanced stage, something where there was no exploration risk, something with a really good commodity with sound market dynamics. We found that in Brazil. We've already got a world-class resource at this project for rare earths and niobium. There had been quite a bit of historical drilling, and we used that to put out our JORC-compliant resource on the 1st of April. I'll show that to you in a second. This is a hard rock carbonatite-hosted rare earths deposit, so not ionic clays, separate to those. The two main carbonatite-hosted rare earths deposits are the two main producers outside of China, Mountain Pass in California, which has had billions of dollars thrown at them from the Pentagon, and our very own Mount Weld in Western Australia. So we're quite similar in geology and also size to those guys. We've got a very favourable deposit characteristics. The mineralisation starts from surface, it's free digging, very easy to conceptualise an open pit there. We've also got very favourable project logistics. We're in an established mining region. So next door to us is CBMM, which operates the world's biggest niobium mine. And on the other side of us is a big fertiliser company with a big phosphate operation, Mosaic. So very established mining region, easy to get permitting through here. We're new to Brazil, of course, so we've moved quickly to put in place an in-country team. We've hired a number of people who used to work at CBMM next door, very senior people, engineers that build mines and operate mines. So we've already got the experience to take this project to the next level. So this is the world-class resource which you've already pumped out. This is really the main thing any project needs to get going. And we've got two really good things here. One is scale, and the other one is grade. So in the niobium space, we've got 40 million tonnes, 41.2 million tonnes at 0.68% niobium oxide. You can see in the measured and indicated portion, the grades are a little bit higher. Still a large inferred portion there, but we're drilling right now to convert a lot of that into the indicated category, and that will underpin our economic studies. We're also planning to increase quite significantly the size of the resource. In the rare earth space, total rare earth oxide, 40.6 million tonnes at 4.13% TREO. Just by coincidence, that tonnage is exactly the same as Mountain Pass in California, and that head grade is actually the same as Mount Weld, Lynas' deposit. So already comparable to those big producers. Again, quite a bit in the indicated and measured category. We're going to convert a lot of the inferred to indicated and also significantly increase that resource. 1.7 million tonnes of TREO already, contained metal. That is more than what Lynas had when it first started production at Mount Weld. So already a very economic, viable project. This is just an aerial shot of where we are. So it's a hard rock carbonatite, classic circular feature. You can see CBMM's operation on the eastern side, Mosaic's on the western side, where that red outline to the north. So an established mining region. Araxá town itself is 6 kilometres to the north, 100,000 people there servicing the mining community. They're already applying for jobs that we hope to be able to give them one day. Renewable hydropower, we've got on the grid. Roads are there, transport infrastructure to the port. Already everything you need to get this project up and running. This is a 3D model of the niobium resource. So it starts from surface, goes down to 100 metres below surface. Those are some of the best historical hits. So you can see 43 metres at 1.5% niobium. Even more spectacular in the rare earth side, 60 metres at 11.1% TREO from surface. So thickness and grade really speaks to the economic potential here. It's only been modelled down to 100 metres. It does go much deeper than that, so it's still open at depth. And very importantly, it's all a weathered profile. So this is very good, even though we're a hard rock mineralisation. All the weathering over the thousands and thousands of years has turned this into a soft dirt. So it's very easy just to go and excavate it. There's no blasting required. If you go onto the Mountain Pass website and have a look at their operation in California, one of the shots you'll see is a big blasting happening, big cloud of dirt. We don't have that. Ours is ready for excavation. And also means easier for crushing and grinding and the processing. Similar geology to the next door neighbours at CBMM, so we know the metallurgy is going to stack up there as well for niobium. We've started a 10,000 metre drilling campaign. We've already announced some results. So that's the 3D model of the resource within the project tenure outline. The first bit of drilling was in the far eastern side, where we've got those yellow labels showing where we've discovered a new zone of high-grade rare earths. So up to 13% TREO, big thick hits, 40 plus metres from surface. So again, speaking to the economic potential, we think we're going to have another economic rare earths resource out there on the eastern side. Most of the drilling will be infill drilling, so confirming a conversion from inferred to indicated. You can see all those collars within the 3D model. And also expansion holes to the east, the west and the north. So lots of drilling results to come. We announced our first batch of RC results last week. They were very well received. Again, thick, high-grade intercepts. First diamond drill results at the deeper holes will be announced in about 2 weeks. So watch out for those. They hopefully will be very impressive. This is just a chart put out by Project Blue. This is an advisory firm in the mining space, ex-Roskill people. They did a bit of a comparison of the cost basis for different styles of rare earth deposits. It's not particularly clear, but you can see carbonatites is the second bar there, and they are the cheapest one according to Project Blue. Ionic clays are number 4, and you can see a little bit of a higher cost structure there. This is just a generalization, of course, so every project is very different. Grade's going to have a big impact on the cost structure, etc. But as a generalization, carbonatites are not expensive, and that's probably why the 2 main producers outside of China are carbonatites, Mount Weld and Mountain Pass, and we aim to be just like them. We moved quickly, as I said, to put an in-country team in place, 4 senior engineers that used to work at CBMM. Tiago Amaral covers licensing, ESG. Adriana Rios was actually in charge of the whole mining operation for CBMM, everything across metallurgy, mine planning, etc. Carlos Arroyo actually built the CBMM plant, so he's helping us design our plant as well. And Ricardo Nardi is the world's leading expert on niobium processing. We'll build out a middle management team around these guys, but these are the guys that know how to build mines and operate mines. We also have some Brazilians in Perth, so Paul Arroyo, who's here with us today, so feel free to come out and have a chat to him. Geologist trained in Brazil, but has had senior advisory roles with firms like SRK and Hatch. And our core geology manager is Wanderlei Basso, also trained in Brazil, but lived in Perth for about 10 years. We've added the ex-Minister of Mines, Mr. Adolfo Saxida, as an advisor to the board, so he's given us great connections with the regulatory authorities over there. And even though permitting is going to be pretty easy, we want the top man on our team, and that's Mr. Germano Vieira of Alger Consultants. He used to be the Secretary of the Environment, handing out these approvals. He's doing the work for us now. We've de-risked the project as well with a cooperation agreement with the State of Minas Gerais. So they've agreed to expedite our permitting approvals in exchange for our investment. So that's a very nice signing ceremony we had last year. Ladin Resources, a very successful ASX lithium developer, did the similar thing, and they got their permitting approvals through in 9 months instead of 3 to 4 years. This relationship is already working very, very well. We're having our drilling approvals through quite smoothly. We're also engaging with the local community in Arasha. They have jurisdiction over that local area. That is our meeting with the representatives, elected representatives and the team at the council. They're all very, very supportive of the new mine getting up and running. They want jobs and prosperity for the region. The governor of Minas Gerais, Governor Zima, is actually from Arasha town, so he's personally said to us, I want another mine up and running, I want jobs and wealth for this community. So really good progress with the local community as well. We're starting to sign some development partnerships as well, downstream partnerships. One of the important ones is Magbras, so that's the public-private initiative in Brazil to build magnet-making facility. We were the first rare earth developer to deliver a rare earth product to them for metallurgical testing. So that's a very exciting development. Brazil, very big country, 220 million people. They make aeroplanes, they make cars, they need to make domestic magnets, and we hope to be part of that domestic supply chain. Another important alliance is Realloys in the US. We announced that about 10 days ago. They are the leading magnet materials maker, big supplier to US government. They're about to list over there, so they'll be very interesting. But they've got cutting technology for separation of rare earths, etc. So they want our feedstock as well. They've only got a very small mine, about 3 million tonnes at 2% TREO. We have 40 million tonnes at 4% TREO. So we can play a role in the US supply chain as well. Niobium, some of you might know that from the big discovery that WA1 has. They've kind of educated the market. But one of the reasons why we're very excited about that market is its supply concentration. There's really only 3 producers. CBMM, our next door neighbour, sells about 80% of the supply. Another project in Brazil, China Moly, the CMOL Corporation, about 10%. And then Neobec in Canada. So very supply concentrated. Ever since we announced this deal, we've had end users coming to us saying, we want another source of supply. Let's talk about offtake contracts. Let's talk about offtake finance and developing this project. Niobium is used to make stronger, lighter steel, so very important for construction, aerospace, cars, and also increasing use in high-tech applications, including lithium-ion batteries, making them charge faster, making them much lighter. So a big growth market with a real barrier to entry. In the rare earth space, as I said, we're comparable to Mountain Pass and Mount Weld. That bubble chart just shows you that we're right up there with those 2 big boys. And this table shows you the comparative valuation. So as Stu highlighted, our share price has had a bit of a run, but we're still only a fraction of where we can be. So these 2 producers, they're $15 billion market cap. They are producers, and they've obviously got to go through a few hurdles to get to that level. But we've got the size of the resource and the grade and the project logistics to really become a producing mine. So that's the vision we have, to really try and close that valuation gap. The first valuation gap we'll close is Arafura. Arafura is in the Northern Territory. They've got a $505 million market cap. Their resource, smaller, lower grade than ours. They do have a feasibility study, but they've been sitting on the shelf with a $1.8 billion capex for a while. I think we can really close the valuation gap to those guys pretty quickly, and then really show people that we can economically develop this mine and start closing the gap with the others. So a very exciting news flow still coming. We're engaging with government to get the permitting approvals through, so there'll be some good news on that over the coming months. More exciting is the drilling program that's currently underway. We intend to significantly increase the JORC resource, so that should be very well received, and we should have drill results every 4 or 5 weeks to the market. So good news flow there. We're putting the pilot plan back together. So the previous owner did have a pilot plan disassembled. We're putting it back together with the help of the local university, and we're going to use that to do MET testing as well. So there'll be some good news flow out of that, sample products and other MET tests with leading metallurgy consultants in the field. We've engaged Gavin Beer, some of you might know. He's one of the leading consultants in the rare earth space. We'll have a lot of progress on that over the coming weeks. Continue to talk to strategic partners like US Realloys. We're in discussions with a number of others. I can't say who, but expect some more news there. And all that should culminate in economic studies. We've started all the field work for the speleology, flora and fauna, etc. And all that will feed into the economic studies, which we might even get out by the end of this year. Quick snapshot, corporate snapshot, quite a few shares on issue, but the share price is performing, so our market cap is looking quite healthy. The price chart shows well received by the market since we announced this deal, and still only a fraction of where we're going to be as we continue to deliver the project milestones. So that's the presentation. Thank you very much.